I guess you could.
Let me get closer. Tell them how to find you.
You could probably go ahead and find me on YouTube.
There's people beside us.
Is that the long boy?
Yeah.
Camera does not do it justice.
Leave it.
Your back window just fell.
Oh, this is even worse than me. I'm a link bending machine.
Fluffernutter in them.
A bird just pooped on me.
How you spell crawl? The bird E on the end? I go over a chance?
Please subscribe. What's up, boys? Today, we're getting started on this. I'm gonna go ahead and unbox all this stuff, lay it out, and I'll talk about what we got going on. CR18 Pro, juiced up. And the biggest shout out ever to this guy. Give this guy a follow, give him a like. This guy was traveling through, stopped by, went crawling with me, borrowed the rocks, and he actually ended up gifting this to me. And yeah, extremely thankful. This is awesome. I'm excited for this. I did already film one of these stock on the rocks, so no plans of filming it as is. We're just immediately going to start tearing this apart. And we're tearing it apart for this stuff. Let me get all this laid out. Okay, here's what we got for this juiced up truck. This is the 828 RC. Can you guys see that? 828 RC, our boy Tyler Chapman. This is the Kratos chassis. Comes with, looks like it comes with a ton of 3D printed stuff. Body mounts. I think we have everything we need here to easily mount this body on the chassis. So I'm always a fan of that. We have links for it. This should be the complete kit to swap the juiced over truck onto this chassis, this body, these links. We should be good to go. And I got all of this stuff from trading a 1/10 scale for it. I guess next I'm just going to open up the juiced up edition and see what all we need to start taking apart. We're probably going to be losing capability switching to this body, and I'm okay with that. Wheels and tires off, and they will have no plans of ever going back on this. Both sliders, both sides are removed. I have all of the top part of the shocks unattached, and I think the only thing holding it on yet is the motor mounts and then these little silver bolts for the links. And I also realized it looks like the kit comes with a motor mount, so I'm just going to leave this skid plate attached and pull the motor like upwards. After looking at this a bit more, I think I'm going to go ahead and mount the skid plus the links and the chassis all together. And I'm using some pictures on his website here for reference, since I have no idea what I'm doing. Right there's the website for the chassis kit that I'm using. We have the lower links mounted to the skid, and I went ahead and did those first because I think once we get the chassis rail on, we're not going to be able to reach the bolts for them. I have the rear bend towards the front because I'm just copying his setup, and that's what his looks like. And then also for this motor mount, I have the one hole towards the front. Again, copying his setup. The sliders are a two-piece situation. Right here's what you end up with when they're attached. And then this will go, chassis rail will go here, and then this will mount the outside of that. So far, I think we're doing okay. Both chassis rails attached, both sliders attached, all of the lower links on. So far, no issues. And I say that because I've had a handful of SCX24 kits that have been not enjoyable to build. Just like 3D printed parts not fitting right, stuff not lining up right. I don't know. There's a lot of kits that have been not enjoyable. And so far this one, no problems. Motor and transmission mounted, nothing crazy going on there. It was just these three bolts, undo it, swap it right over. I have the rear axle half attached. You can see the rear links and the shock both mount to like the same piece there, and I just reused all of the stock stuff for that. Next up, I'm going to do my upper rear link. Okay, I think we're pretty much good for the rear end here. Shock placement, temporary. I just wanted to get everything together. So there's like extra shock mounts that mount between the chassis and the magnet area. And then you can see the upper links here are on the outside of the chassis. And then I think one more piece for the rear is this little tray mounts onto these holes here. And after that, I think the back of the truck is pretty much good to go. So the rear, nothing was weird with that. The shocks and links, everything went together smoothly. The front, I want to talk about this real quick in case anybody's following this. These are the 828 RC links, and I had to remove the ball thing. Oh, I had to remove the ball thing that came in the link and then reuse this piece. And now the shock will mount on this piece. Here's what that piece looks like installed. So it's one single piece that the link and the shock both attached to. Making good progress, boys. Front axle attached. Actually, I guess everything's pretty much attached. The electronics are still just whatever. Shock positions are also just kind of whatever for now. I won't know for sure until I get the body on with some wheels and tires, and then I can kind of move the shocks and get the ride height to be what I want it to be. Actually, I guess speaking of that, that's what it's time for. I'll go put some wheels and tires on it, and we'll get our magnets glued and go from there. Magnets are on, glue is drying. These top magnets are just here to like reach through and hold everything tight where it is. I'm stoked. This is cool looking. Still need to mess with the ride height a bit. I'll worry about that once the magnets dry. There's tons of shock positions, so we can easily adjust this. Sweet, man. This is cool. Alright, I'll be back once the glue dries. Shout out Nacho Colors for Scales. This is with the battery installed, and the battery lays right there. Definitely could use some more front weight, and that's okay. As you guys can see, not our typical spot, and that's because afterwards I'm going riding. This is actually one of the very first spots I started crawling at. So I think the goal is just get a couple clips, just a quick little shakedown run, make sure the truck moves and works, and that'll be it. Traveling light today, using my Mountain Sherpa Yep bag. I think there's a picnic table up here. We'll sit down and do some quick talking about stuff that I've changed. Okay, real quick before we get started. Magnets glued on. Everything's good there. What else did I change? Oh, the drive shafts. So with the way this kit is, I think it extends it a little bit, so the stock drive shafts would not work. And I actually ended up using SCX24 drive shafts. So the front and rear drive shaft are both SCX24. Nothing weird going on, they just mounted right up and they work fine. I also realized that I had brass pieces already, like this outer portal piece here is brass. So I went ahead and tossed those on. And other than that, I think everything's the same. I'm a bit iffy about the shocks. I don't think I'm going to like the way it feels, but that's what today's for, just to give it a quick run. I'm also a bit worried about right here. Like as soon as I start to steer, I have a feeling we're gonna have some issues. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up changing the tire size or maybe trimming the body. I don't know yet, haven't decided. We'll see how big of an issue it is first. This is cool. All right, let's go try it. Let's see if we can go back down through that. Oh, that was easy. Daggone bugs are landing right on the lens. That was pretty impressive. Daggone bug on the lens. Sorry. Nice. This line doesn't really have anywhere else to go. Alright, we're back home. My camera battery died, and hopefully I got enough clips of it. So real quick final thoughts. This area here definitely needs something done about it. There was a few spots where I'm like flexed and turning and it was pulling the body off. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna trim this. I'm not sure yet. Not a huge issue, but I need to do something about it. I think before I start doing anything else with this, I'm just gonna run a few more battery packs through it because it's definitely not bad. It's enjoyable how it is. I don't think with this body it'll ever be like a complete line slayer, extremely capable, but it's to the point where it looks sweet and it's good enough to be fun. I'm definitely gonna go for some more brass on the front. That should only help it. Other than that, I think I'm happy with this. Brass for the front, figure out something for either trimming the body, changing the tires, and something with the shocks. Just unsure what yet. Yeah, this is cool. If anyone has any paint suggestions or like paint themes, let me know. I'm open to any ideas. The body also has little details, and obviously like the grill and stuff, I've just left that out for now. Yeah, this is cool. Andrew, thank you so much. Tyler, thank you for the trade. And yeah, eventually there will be a part 2 on this. Painted and slightly more modified. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Boost!